It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a paintball player? Okay, so today is going to be the infamous Superman dive. Now this is something that if you're a front player, it's really important to, especially for you, to be able to do successfully. So that way, one, you don't hurt yourself, but also two, you can go in super quick. Also, it's just good for any paintball player because what if you need to take that front player spot or you have a big move down the field and you need to do a Superman dive to be able to get out of the way of the paint. The reason why Supermaning is going to be important is because especially if you're going to be diving into the snake, or even like me on the Dorito side, or even up the center when I play up the center, if you dive head first going right in, there's a lot less of a chance for you to get shot. Think about it, if the paint is coming this way and I do one of those side slides, I have my legs, if I come up a little bit too early, my pack is going to be showing a little bit, so I might get hit that way. At least if I'm diving in straight, there's going to be less of a chance that if it's a little bit deeper of a shot, they have to be right on to be able to hit me. Now with Supermaning, you do have the issue of not being able to get up as quick. It's harder to pop up from a Superman dive than it is from the ones that we had done in that previous video on your knee and on your hip and kind of like your obliques that we had gone over. But with a Superman dive, it's super important to make sure that your form is correct so that way you're not hurting yourself. I mean, I've seen there was a player that cracked his ribs because he took a core sample and it went into his tank, went into his ribs and actually cracked a rib. I mean, people dislocate their shoulder. So you want to make sure that you are being careful and having the correct techniques so that way, again, you can be effective on the field, but also you want to make sure that you can keep playing paintball. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, so first things first is when you're actually going into the Superman. Some people like to jump. I'm not necessarily a fan of doing that unless you need to jump over a lane. Like if you see a lane is coming in and it's real low, you need to hop over it. Then yes, but I'm more of the, I guess the school of thought. I'm not really sure if it's a school, but I kind of collapse down as I go in. It's not really a dive in. So that way I'm more controlled as I go down. Also, you can still kind of get that last push to be able to dive in. So as I'm going in, I want to make sure that my tank is in the correct position. So with your tank, you want it to be kind of parallel with your arm. So that way, when you're hitting, you're kind of hitting your elbow on the ground instead of your tank. If your tank does this, you can see that the angle of the gun now shifts down. You're gonna have a really high chance of taking that core sample. So if you have it kind of to the side like that, then you're able to dive in and still kind of keep your gun up. One of the big things that you wanna make sure you do is keep that barrel point up. So I'm making sure that my tank is in the correct area, like I said earlier. You want to make sure that it's kind of parallel with your arm. I would say that a little bit of your arm should be a little bit lower than the tank though, so that way when you dive, it's more your arm hitting than the gun. Because I've had it happen actually where the tank hit a little bit of like a mound of dirt or something, came up and hit me in the throat. So that wasn't fun. So at least this way you're able to make sure that you're protecting yourself as much as possible. So as I'm going down, I'm kind of pushing my arm forward, and you want to kind of tilt your gun up a little bit so that way your barrel doesn't go into the ground. And you want to get as low as possible because if your foot comes up, then you're going to have a chance of your leg getting shot as you're diving in. So if I was going to be practicing this, all I do is take a couple steps, then I'm just going to dive in. Now something that I would say that you guys should do is keep your barrel cover on until you're ready to do it without the barrel cover. The reason you want to have that barrel cover on is if it does hit the ground, one, you'll kind of hear it and you'll feel it, but also there's nothing for it to really catch on, so it's going to kind of slide on the grass a little bit. Now I had done a video previously, Air Ups actually makes a dive mat, so that way you can practice without your barrel cover, and it does the same thing, so that way your barrel doesn't go into the ground and you can actually go ahead and practice that. So as you get better, you want to, just like we had done in the previous sliding video, you want to try to work your way up to going faster and faster because you want it to be that you're able to go as fast as possible into the bunker so that way you have a smaller chance of getting shot. So just because of the way that a Superman dive can be, unlike the other ones that we had done previously, that you really don't have a chance of taking that core sample, you do need to eventually graduate into doing it without your barrel cover. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you without the barrel cover. I'm gonna go put my mask on, so that way it's a safe field. I'm still not gonna turn my gun on. Honestly, this is just more for the weight. Like, I have paint in my pods. You can use this as a drill to kind of end off the day if you wanna kind of tire yourself out. So just like our previous sliding video, you wanna make sure that you're doing this with both hands, so that way you're ready, because you never know. Sometimes you're shooting right-handed, you need to go dive right-handed. There's other times that you're shooting left-handed, you need to make sure that you're ready for that as well. Again, like I said previously, paintball is ambidextrous. You need to make sure that you're able to use both sides of your body, so that way you're gonna be more effective as a player. All right, so sorry for the weird cut in scenery. The camera actually overheated, so I had to do the conclusion a little bit afterwards. But yeah, so that's how to Superman dive. I hope that it's something that helps you guys out. This is something that you shouldn't just try to just dive right in and start doing. Work your way up to it. It's something that you want to make sure that you get your form right before you go ahead and start trying to just cannonball into the snake or the Dorito side or up the center. It's kind of like you don't want to just go and do a deadlift without having the proper technique. You don't want to just try to, start deadlifting 300 pounds and you're going to hurt yourself because you didn't get everything, kind of the foundation right. So I hope that this is something that helps you guys out. I hope that the video with it being split up was something that helped you guys out as well. But is there something else that you'd like help with? Put it down in the comments down below. More than happy. I mean, I read them. I definitely read them. So make sure that you're putting those down in the comments so that way I can see what it is that would help you guys out. But also, it's just crazy that we're over, I think it's 9,300 subscribers now. So we're almost at 10,000 subscribers, which is ridiculous. I mean, it's insane what this channel has become. So thank you to all of you that have been with me since day one, or even just since yesterday. So thank you to all of you. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. There's new videos every single week on this channel. So, and then whenever I go out to a tournament, you kind of get a behind the scenes of pro paintball. You can kind of see what it's like to be, getting ready for pro, being on the pro field, stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, every single day on a tournament, I'm doing a daily vlog. So you get to see behind the scenes of pro paintball. So you get some extra videos then, but every single week I have a new video up for you guys. So whether it be a review or a technique kind of like this, or a drill, anything it is that's going to help you guys out. So again, please put those down in the comments down below of stuff that you would like help with. I take screenshots, I save it, so I have kind of a running list of things that I can do. But I guess I'll see you guys in the next video, and as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.